Hi, Sarah. Excited to have you here on the episode of the cast, and we really appreciate your time. I'll just get right into the first question that we have for you today, Sarah. So, how has your post secondary education shaped your journey to where you are today?
I think my post secondary education is where I discover my interest for statistics. That's also when I realized that I really like to learn. And I think that's how got me into the data science field because I found out that I like to look at things in the data perspective. Some people who are an artist, they might look at things in a more artistic way. It's actually the same for data scientists, data analysts. So we kind of like quantify things, look at things in numbers. And so I think that really helped me to find out that this works for me.
Yeah, definitely. It's an interesting to hear the perspective on the differences between maybe looking at things from an artistic view and more of a quantitative view. So thank you for
Mhm.
sharing insight on that. I'm going to pass it up to Cece to ask the next few questions.
Your
Sure.
career path underwent a significant shift from business and marketing to data science and analytics. Can you elaborate on the driving forces behind this change and how you discovered your passion?
So actually, my university degree was financial economics. I would say it's more like economics and statistics. So I think back then we were doing a lot of statistics. It's just we didn't really have the technical know-how to enable us to do data science. After graduation, I wanted to get into data science, but at that time it was really hard because I didn't have a degree or I didn't have any work experience. So I took some gap time actually after I graduated to learn how to code and do some data science project on my own. But still, that was a bit hard to land me a job. So what I did was I entered a startup and did some marketing analytics there. I'm really grateful about my first job actually, because I think it's very important that we remember what lies behind these technology. The data is business that's driving it. So I often say people in our industry are a bit more nerdy. So we're always into like the new technology, but it's not just about applying the newest technology. Sometimes a simple solution might be the easier way to go. So I think it's also good to have that business perspective. And after I worked in the marketing analytics, had some more work experience. Also, I was lucky enough to be working with the data scientist there on a data science project. So always trying to look for opportunity that kind of aligned with what I wanted to do. And eventually I went to a data science consultancy firm. And I think that's where it got a lot easier after you have one of your feet inside.
Thank you so much for your insights. Next question. As someone who successfully transitioned into data science, what advice would you give to young individuals contemplating a career switch into this dynamic field?
I think the first thing is to know why you're into this industry, because I think it's definitely a very popular industry to be in. It's a cool job, tech job, but I wouldn't say it's suitable for everyone. If you're really an artistic person, then why would you go pursue data science? Because it's not your thing, right? I do have people around me that are trying to get into the analytics field because they feel that this is the more popular industry to be in. But I think the first thing is, always to understand why you're into it. And once you validated it, you understood yourself and that you confirm that you want to be in this industry, then I think there are so many ways. Definitely, there are a lot more master programs, degree program offered to students. And I think more and more companies are recognizing that. So that's one of the paths. For myself, I try to learn data science online. There's a lot of resources on the internet as well. But I would say project is very important. Things like Coursera, you get to learn the theories, but having the actual project really helps you to start the work sooner and give value to the company.
Thank you. Yeah, it is really important to validate yourself when going into a job instead of chasing what everyone wants to go into because it is just a popular field. With your extensive background in both business, economics, and data science, what unique perspectives and skills do you believe professionals with economics backgrounds bring to the world of data science? How can these talents be harnessed to excel in this rapidly evolving field?
To me, what economics is about, like how to make decisions, it's always about optimization. And I think that is a big similarity between economics and data science. For data science, it's basically a lot of data represented in many ways. And you're trying to see what is the business problem here, whether it's trying to optimize to maximize the sales, to minimize costs. You have your business problem, and then it's finding the best answer to it using the data information that you have. So I think the thought process in this way is quite similar to economics. It's just economics is a bit more theoretical, you may call it, where data science, you have a computer, you can actually actualize it on a machine. I did really like game theory back at school. You have to come up with some weird formulas, try to quantify the situation. I think that's quite similar to data science as well.
Thank you. For the last question, I'll just pass it back to Sophie.
Thank you, Sarah, for sharing those amazing insights. So our last question for you today. So data science is constantly evolving with rapid technological advancements in data analytics. What steps can younger individuals like yourself take to stay ahead and maintain a competitive edge in this field in regards to those rapid technological advancements?
I might not be the best person to give advice, but when I was in the data science consultancy firm, I think we always try to take more certifications or just stay up to trend into what the big companies are doing, knowing the new technology. Maybe just follow them on LinkedIn. If you really want to learn about it, you can take some certification. They have a lot of learning portals. I think that's a good way, because I think for data science, it's kind of evolving in a way that it's more accessible to everyone. It's easier to use the tools. Like, for example, you have all these like Photoshopped AI apps coming up. So even people who don't know what AI is, what data science is, they can be using these tools. So definitely it's a lot easier to do data analytics and data science. I feel like if, say, you don't want to go too in depth, just knowing how to use their tools can already help you to do a lot of data stuff.
Definitely. It's great that the industry has a lot of accessible tools, and it's really important to encourage young people to take advantage of those while they have them. So thank you so much for sharing that. And that concludes our last podcast question for you today, Sarah. We just want to thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate your insights, and we hope that all of our listeners can take heed of all of those valuable words that you shared today.
Thank you so much for inviting me.